Welcome to my channel Old Gold Coins. Today videos is one you want to miss. We're diving into the world of coins, so let's get it started. For long detailed information on the 1966 Lincoln cent, Liberty in God We Trust. 1966 The 1966 Lincoln cent, engraved with the familiar motto, Liberty in God We Trust, and the year 1966, is a coin rich in historical and numismatic context. It belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. While the 1966 cent might appear common at first glance, its place in American coin history is quite significant due to changes at the U.S. Mint during that era, especially in response to a coin shortage that gripped the United States in the mid-1960s. The 1966 cent not only carries the image of one of America's greatest presidents, but also reflects a transitional phase in modern coinage. The obverse front side of the coin features the iconic right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. Design has remained nearly unchanged for decades. Above Lincoln's head is the motto, In God We Trust, a reflection of American religious heritage. To the left of Lincoln appears the word liberty, symbolizing the nation's foundational value. The date 1966 is shown to the right of the portrait. Notably, there is no mint mark on any 1966 cents, regardless of their origin, due to minting policies in effect at that time. The reverse of the 1966 Lincoln cent displays the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparro and introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The memorial is intricately detailed, and when magnified, even shows a tiny seated Lincoln statue inside, making it one of the few US coins to depict the same person on both sides. Inscriptions on the reverse include, United States of America. Across the top, the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, out of many. One just above the memorial, the denomination 1 cent at the bottom. This side of the coin emphasizes national pride and unity, combining architecture, language, and history into a single design. Composition and specifications. Metal content, 95% copper, 5% zinc, wet, 3.11 grams diameter, 19.05 amh, plain mint mark, none. See below. For explanation, the 1966 Lincoln cent, like other pre-1982 cents, is made of nearly pure copper. These coins have a reddish appearance when new and gradually turn brown as they circulate and oxidize. Why no mint mark on 1966 cents? One of the most interesting facts about the 1966 cent is that no U.S. coins from that year have minted. This was part of a special policy by the U.S. Mint to reduce coin hoarding, which had become a serious issue in the early 1960s. To discourage collectors from saving coins based solely on mint marks, the Mint removed all mint marks from 1965 to 1967. As a result, 1966 pennies from Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco look identical. There is no D or S mint mark. This policy created a temporary anonymity in U.S. coins, and although it made identification more difficult, it also makes 1966 an important year for understanding U.S. mint history. Total 1966 Lincoln cents struck over 2.188 billion. This makes the 1966 cent extremely common in circulation. However, special mint sets SMS were produced in place of proof sets for collectors in 1966, since regular proof coinage had been suspended. Special mint set SMS 1966 Lincoln cents instead of proofs. The U.S. Mint released special mint sets SMS in 1966. These coins have a satin-like finish, somewhere between proof and regular. Strike quality. SMS coins have sharper details and smoother fields than regular business strikes. Over 2.2 million SMS sets were produced in 1966. While they're not particularly rare, high-grade SMS cents with cameo, contrast, or pristine surfaces can command higher collector premiums because of its high mintage and lack of unique features. The regular 1966 cent is usually of low numismatic value, especially in circulated condition. However, in uncirculated MS grades or from SMS sets, some coins can carry value. Circulated coins, face value 1 cent to a few cents. In circulated coins, MS65, around $1, $2.05. Special mint set coins, SMS 65 or higher, typically $2 to $10. More if cameo contrast is visible. Errors or varieties, off-center strikes, die cracks, and double dies can be worth $10 to hundreds of dollars, depending on severity and conditional. Though no major varieties are officially recognized for the 1960 cent, collectors still search for double die, obverse DDO, doubling of the date or lettering, die cracks or cuds, raised lines or blobs from die wear of center strikes. Parts of the design missing due to misalignment. These error coins can be valuable, especially in uncirculated condition. Historical and cultural context of 1966. The year 1966 was a transitional time in the United States. Culturally, it was a time of civil rights movements, space exploration, and rapid social change. Economically, the U.S. was trying to curb coin shortages and keep up with the increasing costs of metal. The Mint's decision to eliminate mint marks and suspend proofs was part of a broader strategy to streamline production and meet demand. The Lincoln cent, representing stability and continuity, remained a daily part of American life through these changes. The 1966 Lincoln cent, with its inscriptions "Liberty in God We Trust 1966, is more than just a small copper coin. It's a reflection of a nation navigating economic and social change. Although billions were minted and most are worth only face value today, the coin's role in U.S. minting history, especially during the mint mark moratorium and the special mint set era, makes it a coin worth knowing, whether found in a collector's album, an SMS display case, or a handful of pocket change. The 1966 penny serves as a durable symbol of American resilience and tradition. Let me know if you'd like a title, hashtags, image caption, or coin identification help for your 1966 cent. Full long detail information on the 1970 Lincoln cent, Liberty in God We Trust, 1970. The 1970 Lincoln cent, bearing the inscriptions "Liberty in God We Trust" and the date 1970, is a significant coin in the history of U.S. coinage, part of the long-running Lincoln cent series introduced in 1909 to commemorate President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. The 1970 issue belongs to the memorial reverse. Era 1959 a 2008. During this time, the coin's reverse showcased the Lincoln Memorial, a national symbol of unity and reverence. While the 1970 penny may seem ordinary at first glance, it is in fact one of the more intriguing coins for collectors due to its varieties, mint origins, and minting anomalies. The obverse of the 1970 cent features the right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, who initially crafted the design in 1909. The inscriptions include, "In God We Trust" across the top, "Liberty" to the left of Lincoln, the date 1970 on the lower right, along with a possible mint mark such as D for Denver or S for San Francisco. Lincoln's stoic profile and the classical inscriptions emphasize national ideals of faith, liberty, and leadership. The reverse side, created by Frank Guest, that features the Lincoln Memorial in great detail. Above the memorial is the country's name, United States of America, and just beneath it is the Latin motto "E pluribus unum," meaning out of many, one. The bottom of the coin reads 1 cent, signifying its denomination. A tiny seated Lincoln is visible within the memorial if observed under magnification, making this coin one of the few with a dual portrait of the same person. Metal content: 95% copper, 5% zinc. Weight: 3.11 grams. Diameter: 19.05 amage. Plain minted Philadelphia, no mint. Denver. The San Francisco SC. Like other cents before 1982, the 1970 Lincoln cent was struck using a copper-based alloy. These coins have a distinct red tone in uncirculated condition and brownish patinas in circulation. The 1970 Lincoln cent was minted in 3 major locations. Philadelphia, no mint mark. Mintage: over 1.9 billion. These are standard circulation strikes without a mint mark. Denver, mint D. Mintage: over 2.6 billion. Common and widely circulated. San Francisco, mint S-proof coins, over 2.6 million, made especially for collectors' business strikes, rare and limited, and particularly interesting due to varieties. Special varieties: the 1970 small date and large date. One of the most notable features of the 1970 Lincoln cent is the presence of 2 varieties in the San Francisco mint issues. 1970's small date, most famous, and sought after variety of the year. The date appears more compressed, and the 7 in 1970 is leveled with the 0. Liberty often appears weaker or more faintly struck. 1970's large date, the more common variety. The date appears taller and more widely spaced, with the 7 sitting higher than the 0. Collectors prize the small date proof and small date circulation strike due to their relative scarcity. Common circulated in 1970, no mint mark or D, typically worth 1 to 5 cents, depending on condition, and circulate MS65 or higher, can range from $1 to $20, depending on mint and luster. 1970's proof coins range from $2 to $25 plus, especially if graded PF67 and above. 1970's small date, especially in proof, value can exceed $50 to $300 plus, depending on grade and certification. Era coins like double dies, off-center strikes, or other anomalies from 1970 can also be highly valuable, sometimes bringing hundreds of dollars at auction. The 1970s were a period of economic shifts in the United States, with inflation and the cost of raw materials beginning to influence decisions at the U.S. Mint. The Lincoln cent, made from mostly copper, faced increasing production costs that would later lead to compositional changes in the 1980s. The 1970 coin thus represents the final era of full-weight copper cents, before economic changes began affecting American coinage in earnest. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop to identify the small date versus large date varieties. Look for strong details, especially in Lincoln's hair, cheekbones, and the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. A red road, Designation in mint state grading indicates the most valuable examples for proof coins. Mirror-like fields and frosted devices enhance desirability. The 1970 Lincoln cent, inscribed with Liberty, "In God We Trust" 1970, stands as a fascinating example of transitional American coinage. While billions were minted, its deeper interest lies in its mint variations and collectible varieties, such as the elusive 1970 small date. These features make the 1970 penny far more than just a common copper coin. It becomes a tiny piece of American monetary history. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, understanding the nuances of this coin opens up a world of historical insight and numismatic intrigue. Let me know if you'd like title suggestions, image tags, or help identifying a specific coin variety. Full detailed information on the 1974 Lincoln cent, Liberty in God We Trust 1974. The 1974 Lincoln cent, inscribed with Liberty, in God We Trust, and the year 1974, holds historical and numismatic importance as a part of the United States long-running Lincoln cent series, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The Lincoln cent has since become one of the most recognized and collected coins in the U.S. and around the world. The 1974 issue belongs to the so-called Memorial Reverse era 1959 to 2008, during which the reverse of the coin depicted the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. The obverse of the 1974 Lincoln cent features a right-facing bust of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This iconic portrait had remained virtually unchanged since its first use in 1909. Surrounding Lincoln's bust are the inscriptions: "In God We Trust" at the top, Liberty to the left side, the date 1974 to the right, beneath which may appear a mint mark such as D for Denver or S for San Francisco, or no mint mark indicating Philadelphia Mint. This design was intended to honor Lincoln not only as a former president but also as a symbol of unity and liberty. The inclusion of "In God We Trust" stems from long-standing American tradition and was first mandated on coinage during the Civil War. The reverse side of the 1974 cent displays the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. Above the monument is the inscription, "The United States of America," while the national motto "E pluribus unum," Latin for "out of many one," is placed just above the memorial's roofline. At the bottom is the denomination 1 cent. If you look closely, you can even spot a tiny image of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial, making it one of the few U.S. coins to feature the same person on both the obverse and reverse. In 1974, the U.S. Mint primarily struck cents in 95% copper and 5% zinc, continuing a composition that had been standard since 1962. Each of these coins weighs about 3.11 grams and measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter. However, 1974 is especially significant because of a short-lived experimental composition trial. Due to rising copper prices in the early 1970s, the U.S. Mint considered changing the cent's composition. In 1974, they produced over 1.5 million Lincoln cents in aluminum as a test. These 1974 aluminum cents were never released into circulation and were recalled and destroyed, but a few escaped destruction and remain among the rarest and most valuable modern U.S. coins. Possession of one may even raise legal questions since the U.S. Mint still considers them government property. Philadelphia, no mint mark, 4.2+ billion coins minted. Denver, D, 4.2+ billion coins minted. San Francisco, S. These are typically proof coins minted for collectors. With over 2.6 million proof coins struck, the high mintage numbers mean that circulating 1974 cents are generally common and inexpensive, often valued at face value or slightly more in circulated condition. However, uncirculated or proof specimens, especially in high grades like MS67 or higher, can fetch a premium from collectors. Most circulated 1974 Lincoln cents are worth only a few cents due to their abundance. However, mint state coins MS65 and higher can range from 50 cents to $5 or more. Proof coins with S mint mark can range from $1 to $10. Errors and varieties, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or the rare aluminum 1974 cent, are much more valuable. The aluminum version, although unofficial in public hands, has been valued at hundreds of thousands of dollars in auctions. If legally owned, the early 1970s were a time of political and economic upheaval in the United States. The Watergate scandal, inflation, and changes in commodity prices including copper pushed the mint to experiment with materials. The 1974 Lincoln cent sits at the heart of this historical transition, though the copper cent would continue for a few more years. By 1982, the mint permanently shifted to copper-plated zinc coins to reduce costs. The 1974 Lincoln cent is a coin rooted in tradition and change. While the regular copper versions are common, their sheer scale of production and the mint's experimentation with aluminum make this a historically fascinating issue. For collectors, a high-grade example or a rare variety can be a highlight, and for historians, the coin offers a small but insightful window into America's economic decisions during the 1970s, whether found in a drawer or a coin album. The 1974 penny continues to reflect Abraham Lincoln's enduring legacy in the story of a changing America. Let me know if you want a title, hashtags, or coin tag image caption for this coin.